Hey everyone, if you love Dragon Ball and you enjoy the content I put out here on Geekdom 101, make sure you punch that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on a video every time I upload, and I thank you for your continued support. Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 54 proves that this story arc still has a long way to go before being wrapped up. We've got a lot of big stuff coming up and stuff that's being teased, and I'm very excited for it. Now, when it comes to this manga chapter review, I'm dropping it a little bit earlier than usual, and I'll be using some unofficial translations given to us by our friends. These are not the Viz translations because I'm doing the review prior to the Viz version coming up because I will be on a flight. I'm currently going to see a specialist in a different state for an illness that I've been dealing with, a medical condition I've been dealing with for quite some time. So that's why this review is going up so early, is for that very reason. If there are any corrections or translation tidbits that come out afterward, I will be doing I'll put a comment down below, I'll pin it, or I will put a community tab post letting everybody know, any updates as far as what happens in this chapter. But the good thing about this chapter is that it was pretty much all fighting, and I gotta give it to Toyotaro. I've been saying it every month, he's definitely improved as a manga artist as far as like making things more dynamic and interesting. So this manga chapter picks up where we last left off, and that is Gohan against 7-3. Now, I called him 7-9 in a bunch of in a video I did and on social media, and that was me thinking about Star Trek, so I apologize for that. 7-3, the android that can replicate powers, and we found out in this video that he's actually a lot stronger than we thought. So Gohan is fighting 7-3, and the first part of the fight comes off like your basic Dragon Ball fight with ki blasts and things like that. The shit y'all have seen for years and years and years. And one thing that I did like, one of the really nice, awesome scenes in this manga chapter is Gohan gets behind 7-3 and blasts him from the back. Pause on that one, but he does shoot him on the back with a move that looks like the spirit gun, which I thought was really awesome. Goku did something similar recently as well, but it was cool that Gohan is showing up just being Chad Han, and we get him to take off his clothing, and this guy's like the Clark Kent of Dragon Ball, like it reminds you of Gray Saiyaman because he is indeed wearing the purple Piccolo gi, and I am a fan of this gi. I know not everybody is, but I am a fan of this. So seeing him wearing this again, I think is nice, and it takes you back to the Tournament of Power, when he was a total badass. I mean, he eliminated Kefla. The dude is fun to watch. I mean, and it's Gohan. Everybody loves Gohan, right? So moving on, speaking of Piccolo, we of course know that because Piccolo was touched in the back of his neck, another pause, by 7-3, he was able to take his powers, and now we see him turn gigantic. So 7-3 uses a lot of Piccolo's powers and turns gigantic, and also we see him, of course, use the stretchy moves and, all the things that Piccolo can do, 7-3 can do. And I really enjoyed this because this whole section of the manga chapter was like a tribute to Goku versus Piccolo from Dragon Ball in the 23rd tournament. My absolute favorite fight, to me, the greatest fight in all of Dragon Ball is Goku and Piccolo in that tournament. It really set the groundwork for what Dragon Ball Z would become with those kind of fights, that tone, that pacing. Love that fight. Perfect finale to the Dragon Ball story. And we see some homages here. Of course, Gohan and Piccolo together are trying to battle the giant. Remember, Piccolo knows this technique better than anybody, and we have some really interesting shots here, including Gohan firing a point-blank Kamehameha to the face. I always love the point-blank Kamehamehas because, the fear in their eyes when they realize, I'm screwed. I love that look. It reminds me of when, Goku did the warp Kamehameha to Cell, and he had that look on his face like, oh no, like I love that stuff. So then we find out something really, really interesting about 7-3. So he's way stronger than we could even have imagined, okay? I did a video about how strong Gohan was and another one about Moro versus Gohan and what would happen. Well, this guy 7-3 might actually be just as scary as Moro is. I'm telling you straight up he might be, because guess what? When he takes your power, he doesn't just forget about it. According to the translations and what we see here, he can actually store your power. So Moro at one time may have willingly let himself get tapped. I'm not going to say it again, may have willingly let himself get tapped in the back of the head, and the power, he may have willingly given 7-3 his power, and because of that, 7-3 retains some of the abilities that Moro has, which is, absorbing energy and things like that. And while this is going on, the flunkies, I guess you can say, of the team are battling the Z Fighters, and boy, it just really shows that these guys are much stronger than we could have ever imagined, because they're taking it to these guys. And according to my translations, there's nothing really interesting about this that I've seen, but again, if I get any more information, I'll do an update. No worries on that. At one point, 7-3 does decide to retreat, and we find out that Moro is about 2 months away from coming to Earth. So he's about 2 months away from Earth, and so I assume that is just via spaceship, because remember, yeah, it might take him 2 months to get to Earth on a spaceship, but we have a guy working for Moro who can create portals at will, right? So any single time that Moro wants a portal made to go anywhere, he can have it made by 7-3, and then that's it. He can go anywhere. So some people are probably assuming that it's going to stretch out the story arc more. But remember, this is Dragon Ball, and time skips happen all the time. And of course, like I said, there's also the portal situation. The reason why that's important is because we then cut to Goku still training with Merus, trying to tap into his Ultra Instinct again. And we then find out that Merus is actually told that about the 2 month thing. And he's saying it would take him 2 months as well. But what's interesting, probably the most interesting thing about this manga chapter, is the very, very end, the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger of this manga chapter is Whis talking to the Grand Priest, and they both recognize something that appears to be godlike or involving the god hierarchy. So that tells me that all these theories that we've had for the past few months about Moro being an angel, this is really hinting towards that being a reality. Did I say Moro? I meant to say Merus. Merus is an angel. And so all this stuff going on, it seems to be like the way that Grand Priest and Whis are reacting to this, they obviously recognize something. They're talking about, Merus here and who or what he might be. That's them telling us, the reader, that he's a lot more than meets the eye. You know what I mean? Merus is a guy who, he has to be an angel, dude. I mean, unless he's some kind of like fallen angel or like an alternate universe Grand Priest, something weird like that. It just seems to me like he's an angel that used to, maybe he's one of Grand Priest's children. I don't know. But if he's an angel, that would mean that he probably is one of his children. And you know what I was thinking too is, wouldn't it be something crazy if maybe Moro was a god of destruction and Merus was his angel, like many, many years in the past, and maybe that's why Merus was unable to stop Moro? Could that be the answer? Could it be that Merus is a former angel and that Moro was his God, and that for some reason him attacking Moro or trying to kill him would somehow be impossible because of the rules of the god hierarchy? I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you, but that's a possibility, I think. Again, don't spread it out like it's a fact thing. I'm just kind of speculating with you guys as I do my review. Like, that just sounds, that could be it right there. We'll see. But this chapter, the hints are really coming together now. We've talked about it in detail in the other video I did, me and Oppai Senpai. It really seems like that is what's going on here with Merus. So that's it. Overall, the manga chapter is a lot of fun. You got to read it because I just enjoyed looking at the art. Toyotaro, his art is great, I think, and I enjoyed it. And again, I'm going to look more into any extra translations that may have come through, but most of it was fighting, and it was pretty cool seeing Gohan in action. But again, Gohan loses again, Piccolo loses again. They're just not going to be the heroes like Goku and Vegeta will. That's just how it is, at least for now. I mean, who knows what they have planned for the future. This battle with Moro is far from over. Thank you so much for watching my review. Hope you have a great day, and I will hopefully be better. I'm recording this actually at around 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, about 4 hours before I have to get on the flight. So it's an early morning flight. So I'm putting this up for you guys. It's going to go up, and yeah, hope you enjoy it, and love you guys, and wish me luck. I'll talk to you soon.